world, and welcome to Apocaflix Movies. This is our brand new weekly show where we just talk about film, the things that we love about it, whatever's going on in the world of movies. We talk about it here. I am your host, Jacob Bartley, one of the Apocaflix regulars, and I am joined by Jacob Bartley and Brian Avolicino today. And we're going to talk about the most anticipated 2018 movies. There's a lot of movies to look forward to in 2018, and there's too much to talk about, but we've brought it down to around 30 movies, I would say. Jake put together that. Is it about 30 movies, Jake?
Probably a little over, but yeah. 2018 is full of enough movies to talk about.
Exactly, yeah. So we got a bunch to talk about. We're going to kind of go by month, not every movie that's coming out. We're going to mention some of the ones that are notable, and then we'll go into a little bit of depth on the ones that we're really looking forward to, both as a group and individually. And we're going to have Jake read down those titles for you month by month. So without further ado, let's jump right into it. So we're in January. Are we going to talk about any January movies?
I mean, I don't think there's any that we need to necessarily that are really that relevant in January. We have The Commuter this weekend, which is the Liam Neeson movie. We also have Maze Runner. We have 12 Strong, which is the Chris Hemsworth war film.
Den of Thieves. That's one I'm looking forward to.
That is also, I think that we can all say that's probably the one we're looking forward to the most. Yeah. The action movie. It's almost like a 999 type movie.
Exactly.
Den of Thieves. I'm going with 12 Strong.
Yeah, 12 Strong.
I'm looking forward to both.
Yeah, the 9/11 film. Yeah. So, but January is full. I mean, it's always kind of the toilet bowl of movies.
Definitely.
But February is kind of where it really
we can
gets
jump
started.
right into February.
So first off, the first weekend of January, it's something that we're not really going to get into depth about because it doesn't have major notability. But Winchester, the House That Ghosts Built, the horror film, it's based on a real house that is in San Jose near us in California. I know Brian's very excited about it because he's from the Bay Area. It's got Helen Mirren. It's got a whole bunch of other actors and actresses that kind of get us excited for it. So that's the first weekend in February. But the next major movie is the Clint Eastwood, the 1517 to Paris. It's a Warner Brothers film. It is on February 9th. And this is actually a story that holds credence to both Brian and I because one of the gentlemen that stars in the movie that it's about actually goes to our school. He was in our major. If you don't know what it's about the three young men who are traveling Europe, and they stop the train, assassination, almost bombing in Paris, and it basically tells that story. It's directed by Clint Eastwood. So that movie looks exciting. There's a trailer out already. It looks intense, and it's the three real kids that were involved in the bombing. They're starring in the movie. So
yeah, that's really weird to me. I don't know how I feel about that. Like, I'm happy for them, and that's a bold move by Clint Eastwood. But are they going to be able to perform on screen?
That's the big question.
Yeah. So we'll see. Maybe they should have gotten real actors and just had the guys on set and it, help them understand what they went through. But I still want to see it. I'm interested. Maybe it'll work out.
Yeah, I'm very interested in just because I've heard about it, but I want to hear the real story. And I feel like it would be the real story now that those guys are involved in the movie.
Yeah.
So that would be very interesting. Yeah. Obviously, that weekend, too, we had 50 Shades Freed, but we don't really care about that movie.
Yeah, nope.
The following weekend is the big one, though. February 16th, Black Panther, the Marvel film that everyone is looking forward to. The first superhero movie of the year. I think I can say for all of us that this is by far the most important film of the year. It's an all-black cast. Ryan Coogler is directing. It's more than just a superhero movie. But at the same time, it looks absolutely phenomenal.
It looks amazing, honestly. I just can't believe we got the same crew from that movie Creed making this movie pretty much. Like Ryan Coogler and Michael B. Jordan looks amazing. In this movie, he really does. And it'd be interesting to see him play a villain. So that'll be really cool. And who knows, will he be sticking around in the MCU? That would be really cool to see.
I really hope so.
Wait for Black Panther.
I really hope so because I hate when they one-off people.
And they do it a lot.
Important people,
Exactly,
They did it to Robin Wright in Wonder Woman, which made sense for the story, but someone who, like Michael B. Jordan, he's younger, he's involved in these type of films.
Definitely, yeah.
Like, why kill him off? I mean, but yeah, the film, it looks phenomenal. My anticipation is starting to grow more and more because we're just over a month away for this movie. And yeah, Chadwick Boseman.
You love that first song from the soundtrack,
yeah,
right?
That first song. And Brian loves the beats going on. Everything about this movie, the music, the look, the characters, the story, everything about this movie looks absolutely phenomenal. So we're moving on to the next weekend, February 23rd, and we got one of my most anticipated movies of the year, Annihilation. Now, this is a movie that is pretty much just making people say, what the F is going on? Alex Garland wrote, it's based on a book. It's a series of books, actually, but this is based on the first one. Stars Natalie Portman, Tessa Thompson, the girl from Jane the Virgin, I forget her name.
Something Rodriguez.
Yes, yes, you're right. And so this is the Ex Machina follow-up. And Ex Machina is one of my favorite films. This movie looks absolutely insane. Oscar Isaac is in there as well, but these trailers, man, they are so confusing. They are so intense. They are so intriguing. The colors and the things going on. I'm so excited for this movie.
Brian, have you seen Ex Machina?
I have not.
Okay, that's why you're not looking forward to this movie.
I'm definitely gonna have them watch that before.
Yeah, you got to make them watch it. That's why we're so excited about this movie. You weren't around during that time when it came out, but that was one of the movies that we loved. I think it was my number 2 movie of the year.
It was my best film of the year, but not my favorite.
Was it the same year The Force Awakens came out,
and
right?
Mad Max.
Yeah. So it went Force Awakens and then Ex Machina for me.
Same here.
And that movie is phenomenal. I own it. I can watch it over and over again. So that's why I'm looking forward to Annihilation. But I don't love the Annihilation trailers. Like, they look very interesting. And I love Natalie Portman. Yes. I think she's great.
And we haven't seen much of her lately.
We don't see enough of her. Yeah. But she won an Oscar for Black
Yes.
Swan, so she's great. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to Annihilation. It's in my top 10 most anticipated. For sure.
All right, well, moving on to March. March 2nd, the first weekend. We have Red Sparrow, the Jennifer Lawrence Black Widow movie, if you will. It's directed by Francis Lawrence, who did Catching Fire and both Mockingjays for the Hunger Games franchise. You got Joel Edgerton in there. You got Jeremy Irons, Syrian Hines. Pretty good cast in this movie. But people are knocking this movie because it looks like a Black Widow movie, which it does. But at the same time, why not capitalize on that? Because that source material, the Russian spy secret organization type stuff, is so rich. And giving Jennifer Lawrence another action franchise, another solo action franchise, stepping away from the Oscar stuff, it leaves me very excited for it.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I like Jennifer Lawrence. She does a lot of Oscar bait movies, but I haven't seen her do an action role since the Hunger Games. I mean, the X-Men movies as well.
Yeah.
But it's something different. She's working with the director she's worked with before. And isn't it based on a novel, if I'm not mistaken?
I'd have to look. I'm not sure, but I wouldn't be surprised.
I think it is, and if that's the case, like, they're not ripping off Black Widow. It just happens to be a Russian spy.
Well, if Marvel's not going to make the movie, someone else needs to capitalize on how good it is.
So the new trailer came out today. I was writing an article on it, and the funny thing is, like, what if Marvel just pulled a fast one and is like, we own 20th Century Fox now, here's your Black Widow movie.
Pretty much. Oh, it's a 20th Century Fox movie?
Yeah.
Wow. It's a Black Widow origin.
Yeah, exactly.
Which would be pretty funny.
Exactly. That'd be really weird. But yeah, I mean, it's pretty interesting.
Wow.
All right, moving on to March 9th, we got A Wrinkle in Time. Now, I first thought this movie was going to be released in November or December because it has that type of feel. It's a Disney movie. But little do we know, it comes out in March. Ava DuVernay, Oprah Winfrey, Reese Witherspoon, Mindy Kaling, Chris Pine. This is definitely one of the more exciting movies of the year. It's a Disney movie too, so everyone should be pretty excited about it.
I'm actually really excited for this movie. Like, when I was looking at all the movies coming out this year, that one was at the top of my list. Ava DuVernay. If you haven't seen Selma is a fantastic movie. It was her first major movie. It was nominated for Best Picture that year. She wasn't, but it was. And so for that reason, I'm looking forward to it. And it has an amazing cast. I used to laugh at the idea of Oprah acting before I knew that she could actually act.
Yeah.
If you've seen Selma, she's amazing in that, and it has a wonderful cast all around. And Chris Pine, I'm liking this guy in everything he's in, so I'm really looking forward to it. Brian, you're not, right?
No, I am. I'm
okay.
into it. It looks a little bit weird, but not in a bad way.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely intrigued by it. Let's say intrigued is probably my best word for it.
It's one of the only trailers where the song works for me in the trailer. It really does.
All right, well, moving on to March 16th. This is kind of one of the next big blockbuster, and we're hoping that this is something major because Tomb Raider, the video game adaptation, we got Alicia Vikander, we got Roar Uthog, which, if you don't know Roar Uthog, the director, he directed the disaster movie The Wave, which got a lot of critical praise for being a disaster movie. I'm looking forward to it. One reason, Alicia Vikander. 2, I feel like Tomb Raider deserves a good movie. Hopefully this is it.
I'm not too thrilled on this. I think it kind of looks wonky. I think it looks a little bit overdone. I don't know. I'm not as thrilled for it.
You mean you don't like when she takes the guns and says, "I'll take 2"?
Yeah, I roll my eyes every single time.
I like that moment.
I guarantee you that is the final scene of the movie.
That'd be cool. And
'cause
she's like getting ready to go.
It's her first time with the 2 guns, which is her classic
and
look,
then her
and
hair,
the braid.
yeah, maybe.
Guaranteed.
That could be. You could be
and
right.
it's an introduction to Nick Frost in the sequel.
If that's true, that's the best way for that scene to take place. I'm actually really looking forward to this. I'm worried, though, because we have this video game stink around all video game movies that come out. And when they're bad, the critics tend to just jump on them and, give them even worse reviews because they're video game movies. I was looking forward to Warcraft that year. It didn't quite do it. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't great.
Well, you have Assassin's Creed last year.
And Assassin's Creed
2 years ago.
I never watched Assassin's Creed, but everybody thought it was terrible. I
Yeah.
haven't seen it. I need to watch it. But yes, I am very much looking forward to Tomb Raider. And Alicia Vikander's great. Speaking of Ex Machina.
Yeah.
Talk to me.
All right. Well, next weekend we got March 23rd, and this is a movie that I was very much looking forward to until the first trailer came out.
Really?
Pacific Rim Uprising. Now,
Okay.
there's still elements about this movie that I'm very excited about. One is Steven S. Knight. I feel like he should have been directing a long, long time ago.
Definitely.
He was involved in Daredevil season 1.
He was the showrunner.
He was also involved in the show Spartacus on Starz, which I
heard it's great.
really enjoyed that show. But the trailer, it looks too bright and colorful compared to the first Pacific Rim.
Definitely.
And obviously, you're going to get that different tone from Guillermo del Toro. But you got John Boyega in this one. You got Charlie Day, who's returning. Some other newcomers there. Scott Eastwood, who is John Boyega's partner. It looks like some cool big action, but I'm still just a little bit hesitant on it.
I think John Boyega's playing Idris Elba's son, which is pretty cool. They both get to use their
His
British...
name's Jake Pentecost.
Yeah, their British accents.
Yeah.
Like, he gets to use it, actually, which is pretty cool. The first trailer surprised me. I was not expecting it to go all... It looks like it's going all out, balls to the walls, just no boundaries, with like 5 of the... what are they called? The robots?
Jaegers.
The Jaegers, just like they all have different weapons and stuff. It kind of reminded me of Power Rangers a little bit. Like, just what Power Rangers should look like. They should put that special effects work into Power Rangers. But I think it looks cool. Like, I was never a huge fan of Pacific Rim. I liked it. But I'm looking forward to this. I think it's going to be fun.
I saw it twice in one day.
Really?
When it first came out.
Wow.
I was obsessed with this movie.
Like, you were so excited and then went and watched it again?
I went and saw it again.
Wow. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Brian?
I'm excited for it. I think it looks dope. I love Scott Eastwood. I think he's super underrated. Curious to see how they not tie in, or how they put Charlie Hunnam's character
Yeah, that's
out.
the question I have. Like, did he die?
Yeah, that's what I'm most interested in, to find out how they go about that. Other than that, I'm actually really excited for it.
It almost feels like it's too easy just to say, oh yeah, he died.
Yeah, it's
there's
like
gotta
Will
be...
Smith in Independence Day.
Exactly.
It's going to be something like that. They'll show a video.
Yeah.
Isn't it a long time after the first one? I
believe? Like, I want to say it's probably like 10 years.
Yeah, something like that.
There,
so that gives them
7
enough
years.
time to explain something happening.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right, so March 30th, we got another most anticipated movie of the year, Ready Player One, the Steven Spielberg adaptation of the world-renowned book. This stars Ty Sheridan, Olivia Cook. You got Ben Mendelsohn in there, a number of other people. But this is basically nostalgia on steroids. There are so many things going on in this trailer. I feel like the movie's just going to be up that much more. It looks beautiful. It looks interesting. And especially in a world like today, it looks very relevant. It's definitely high up on my list.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I mean, it's Steven Spielberg, first of all, and this book has so much hype around it. Like, I want to read the book, but I don't know if I do the book or the movie first. Like, I'm torn.
I don't want to. I feel like I don't want to ruin the movie.
Me too.
It's too
yeah,
close.
exactly. So if it was like 2 years away, maybe I would. But it's really close, and then I'll go back and like maybe listen to the audiobook. I think that would be interesting. But yeah, I am looking forward to it. I think Ty Sheridan's a really good young actor. And
Cyclops.
Yes, young Cyclops. Hopefully he stays young Cyclops. We'll see how that all works
the whole
out.
Marvel thing. I think he would be good for Marvel, but we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm looking forward to it though, for sure.
Brian, what do you think about Ready Player One?
I cannot wait. I love the take on how they can go into a different world. Kind of gives me a Tron vibe.
In a way, yeah.
And I loved Tron.
Yeah.
So I'm ready for it. I'm excited. I want to read the book.
The coolest scene in that trailer is when you see Chucky flying on over, slicing people's heads off.
Oh my god.
I don't think I've seen that trailer.
Chucky is in the trailer.
The Iron Giant's in the trailer.
Yeah,
That's so
he plays
awesome.
a big role too.
I know, I need to watch
Spielberg
that.
came out because the book apparently plays off of Spielberg's old films a lot. But he can't do that in his own movie, obviously, because it's like upping stuff for himself.
Well, true. And who knows? I don't know how it works. Like with the book, can he use like things from other studios?
Yeah, I don't
You know what
I'm not sure. But
so maybe he just came up with original stuff that's not in the book.
The cool thing that got me in the first trailer was Iron Giant, but also the way they used the Willy Wonka theme.
Oh yeah,
that's
cool.
trailer,
Yeah.
which was really, really cool.
I gotta watch this Chucky slicing heads off.
Oh, dude, it's
trailer.
so badass.
What?
So
dude, this
badass.
movie is gonna be crazy.
Yeah.
I bet you there's things we haven't even seen that aren't in the trailer that are gonna surprise us.
For sure. There's bound to be a couple superheroes in there. Maybe even a dinosaur.
Is it a WB movie?
Maybe.
It is. I believe it. Yes, Warner Bros.
Okay.
It is a Warner Bros.
They can work with a lot there.
The DC guys.
We'll see. Yeah, it's kind of like the Lego movie.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. All right, so moving on to April. We got April 6th. This is a comedy that I'm sure all of us are looking forward to at this point. Blockers, the John Cena, Ike Barinholtz comedy. This is about parents wanting to cockblock their kids on senior night, prom night, who are basically trying to get it in on prom night. It looks hilarious. The first trailer killed us. Jacob did a great reaction to it. There was one specific scene in there with some butt chugging that just gets everyone.
Oh my god, that shit looked crazy.
Yeah, this looks like the first good comedy of the year. Hopefully it stays that way. We know how comedies are, but as of right now, it looks like the first good comedy.
I'm excited for it. It looks hilarious. I was crying laughing in the first trailer. My biggest fear is that they showed all the funny parts.
That's the big fear with comedies,
and I just don't want to see any more until the movie comes out.
There was a new trailer today, so do not watch it.
No.
Oh wow. Yeah, I'm so looking forward to this, but I'm hesitant with comedies. Like Baywatch was a disappointment to me, so I don't want to get too excited about a comedy. But out of all the comedies that I know are coming out, this is probably the one I'm looking forward to the most. What is Judd Apatow's wife's name? She's the third star of the movie.
Leslie Mann.
Leslie Mann. She is hilarious. I love her.
She's good in everything she does.
Yeah, she's great. So I'm really looking forward to her in that. It's kind of cool because you usually have 3 males in these type of leads, and it's cool to have the 2 males and then a mom in there too, because you have that different angle too. Like, how does a mom react to this as compared to a dad? So that's really cool. But it looks hilarious. If you've seen my reaction, I like lost my shit watching that trailer. It's crazy.
So that same weekend, actually, we have the directorial debut of John Krasinski, A Quiet Place.
I did not know he's directing this.
This is his directorial debut.
Wow.
It is him and his wife, Emily Blunt, starring. Goo Goo Eyes, Emily Blunt. But this film looks very interesting. Now, I've kind of been on this bandwagon for a while because I did a reaction to it. Brian just recently saw the trailer.
Oh, really?
I love it. I cannot wait.
Did you see it in theaters or just watch it on your computer?
When it's in theaters, it's interesting because
everybody stops talking.
Quiet. Yeah, it's so
and everyone
quiet.
Stops talking.
So basically, the premise of the movie is that there's some kind of creature or something outside in the world, and if you're quiet, they can't hear you. They don't know you're there, so they walk on sand. You know, they use sign language to do all this type of stuff. But obviously, in a movie, shit goes haywire. And stuff starts to happen. So I'm interested to see how much talking is done in this movie.
Yeah, that's true.
When stuff does go haywire, do they start using sign language still, or are they actually talking? But I'm really pumped to see Krasinski direct because I love him as an actor. Down to see him behind the camera.
I wonder if there's no dialogue in this
That's
movie.
that would be so cool.
That'd be very interesting. Did you hear the rumor that people are saying that it's the next Cloverfield movie?
That would be crazy.
People are saying that. Yeah, like it's a rumor out there.
No, I don't want that.
I don't think so. But
the next Cloverfield movie is taking place in space.
Yeah, no, it was supposed to be God Particle, but it's not called that anymore or something like that. But here's the thing. If it was, we wouldn't know.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So that'd be... But now that it's John Krasinski's directorial debut, I don't think it is, because why would his first one be in a Cloverfield universe? You know what I mean? But it looks very interesting. It looks very unique.
I cannot wait for this movie. I think it's going to give you that whole entire suspense feeling for an hour and however long it is, where you're just waiting for something to happen. You're holding your breath. Everyone's silent, but this time it's the whole entire movie.
This movie, when I saw the trailer, don't think of this as a horror movie. This is more along the lines of Don't Breathe.
Yeah,
when it was
in a
quiet,
way, yeah.
the guy was blind.
yeah.
It's more of a thriller. It looks like a thriller,
for sure. No jumps. Like there may be a jump scare, but it's not a horror movie. This is much more of a suspense thriller. All right, so next weekend we got a big superhero movie. We got April 13th, New Mutants. Now this is a horror movie, in fact, and so the first ever horror superhero movie. It is directed by Josh Boone, who did The Fault in Our Stars. It features a number of young, talented people. You have the kid from Stranger Things. You have
Anya Taylor-Joy
from Split,
yeah.
and the
Macy
Witch.
Williams
from Game of Thrones. There is a number of young actors and actresses in here who are going to be known in the future. But this is the first ever horror superhero movie, and you get that vibe from the first trailer.
I love that it takes place in the X-Men universe, but who knows what's going on with Marvel owning it? But it's still coming out no matter what. This looks very intriguing to me. Like I can't wait to see what it is and how it might tie into the universe. Like there was a rumor when it was getting put together that James McAvoy was gonna have an appearance, like a cameo or something like that. So that would be very interesting if like he doesn't know about this house and like he eventually maybe rescues them at the end. Not like full out, but like he shows up or something after they get out of the house finally. But we don't even know the plot to this movie. We've seen basically just some visuals.
They're basically just in a psychiatric hospital.
Yeah.
Or some kind of crazy place.
So crazy, and I can't wait, honestly.
Yeah, so the mutants featured, you got Magic, you have Cannonball, you have Wolfsbane, I believe her name is. Then a couple other, Mirage, I think, is another one. Some new mutants that we've never seen before.
Something like that. Yeah.
Some mutants that we've never seen before. I know, Brian, you love your superhero stuff, man. Is a horror superhero movie intriguing?
I am terrified as well as equally super excited for it. I think it's going to be awesome. Another movie, you keep asking me all the ones I can't wait to see. I think that if it's done well enough, I feel like they can connect this to the X-Men universe. But if they do it well enough to where they don't really connect it to the old movies, they could take these characters and put them in the Marvel universe.
Well, that's the big question going forward, is how is it going to connect to Marvel? And we know that Marvel can't really use anything until another year.
Yeah.
But they have to be planning stuff now because they're basically their characters right now.
Yeah.
They got to be planning for the future. And it's interesting, you have X-Men Dark Phoenix and New Mutants out this year. What does that mean? Even Deadpool. What does that mean for these characters going forward?
Yeah, there's no way they're not going to make Deadpool movies. So it's going to be interesting what they decide to do. I think they might do alternate universe.
Yeah, I mean, it's highly possible, and it happens in the comics.
Yeah, so why not?
Yeah.
Honestly.
So, all right, so the next week, you have April 20th. We were just talking about Cloverfield. You have the Cloverfield movie. It's untitled. It was previously titled God Particle. This was supposed to come out in March. They pushed it back to April. No scare there. Don't worry. We know absolutely nothing about this movie other than it features a number of big actors and actresses.
Isn't it Chiwetel Ejiofor? Is he still in it?
I think it's Chiwetel Ejiofor, but you also got David Oyelowo.
Oh, I know it was David Oyelowo. That's who
I
got mistaked.
But yeah, we know absolutely nothing about this movie. But the good thing is we knew absolutely nothing about 10 Cloverfield Lane, and look how that movie did.
Yeah, it was a big surprise. So, I mean, we can't really talk about this movie. We know it takes place in space, and it stars David Oyelowo. He played Martin Luther King Jr. in Selma, which I talked about earlier. But yeah, I'm excited for this because what was the last one called? Oh, 10 Cloverfield Lane. Yeah, that movie was really good.
John Goodman, Mary Elizabeth Winstead.
John Goodman was terrifying in that movie. So whoever, I think J.J. Abrams was producing this.
Yeah, because he executive producer, created the first one, and he's kind of just been involved in it ever since.
I think Matt Reeves directed that movie. Yeah. And the first one's underrated, I think. I watched it, and for a found footage movie,
so good.
It's actually really good. Yeah. So they're 2 for 2 so far in my book, so we'll see.
And that same weekend, you have Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson's adaptation of the classic box video game, Rampage. Now, The Rock has kind of been everywhere lately, and just another big action franchise for him to do. But I'm excited for this one mainly because I remember playing these games, whether it was on the console, whether it was at a video game store, on the box. Giant gorilla, giant crocodile, giant wolf. It looks like a Rock movie.
Definitely, yeah. I was caught off guard by the trailer. I thought this was gonna be like a kind of a wink at the camera, not a joke type movie, but something that they weren't going to take very seriously. And they're actually taking this seriously. Like, they're having it to where he has a relationship with the ape that eventually gets big, and that'll play maybe the ape's the hero, the wolf is the bad guy. What's the third monster?
The crocodile.
The crocodile.
Oh,
giant
they
crocodile.
tease the crocodile at the end of the trailer,
and Dwayne The Rock Johnson goes, I was just thinking a giant crocodile is missing. Like,
oh my,
so
like it's gonna be funny, but they're taking it more seriously than I thought. Like, it reminds me in a way of Planet of the Apes, like the recent trilogy, how serious and dark they went, and I have a feeling they're going for something like that with this, like the connection between him and the other animal. Like, it's gonna be crazy seeing a crocodile. Like, is the ape gonna have to fight the crocodile and the wolf? Like, it's gonna be insane. Like, I'm excited. Honestly.
I know, Brian. A couple days ago, we just saw Jumanji, and you were talking about how you're kind of getting the Rock fatigue.
Really?
Are you looking forward to Rampage?
I'm looking forward to Rampage because it was a childhood favorite video game of mine. I kind of wish it wasn't The Rock because I'm starting to get a little tired of him. To be completely honest, he's in, I feel like, almost every.
Well, he's in a few movies this year too.
So I mean, I'm very cautious with this one. I'm excited, but hesitant.
Yeah, so that same weekend, just a side note, but a personal favorite of mine, you also have Super Troopers 2 coming out that weekend.
Woohoo!
That is, I will be seeing that in the theater.
Super Troopers for the first time 2 days ago.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Meow?
Wait.
Meow?
Yesterday.
Right, meow?
I watched
Meow?
it yesterday
Right,
morning. Yeah, that dude. Like, all right, it's cheesy, but it's like
so good.
It's like
have you
cheesy,
seen Beer
funny.
Fest?
Yes, I love Beer Fest.
It's the same type
guys.
of thing.
Yeah.
Same type of thing.
See, I love Beer Fest, and I never watched Super Troopers, but I watched it. It's funny.
Farva?
It's really funny. Yeah,
Farva,
it's
dude.
hilarious.
Freaking Farva.
So now I'm looking forward to Super Troopers 2.
Oh,
honestly,
so exciting! It comes out on 420. Obviously,
Yeah.
why not? Come on.
Of course.
All right, so moving on to the heavyweight month of the year. This is probably the month that we're all looking forward to. You got one in the first weekend, you got one in the last weekend, but May 4th, on May the 4th be with you, ha ha ha. You
That's
have
crazy.
Avengers Infinity War. Now, this is the
What movie is that?
Avengers Infinity War, I know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Have you heard of that one?
I'm not quite sure.
This is the culminating film. This is when everything kind of collides. You got the Avengers, you got the Guardians of the Galaxy, you got Thanos, you got Spider-Man. There are characters all over this place. There's supposed to be 60 plus characters in this movie. Yeah, Avengers Infinity War.
I mean, we can make a whole video about this movie, how much we're looking forward to it. But not only is it like the movie, it's the trailer. The trailer knocked it out of the park. Like, that trailer is incredible. And I can't believe how close this movie is. Like, I'm excited for this movie. Like, it's up there with a Star Wars film. Like, it equals the amount of excitement I would be for, like, Star Wars Episode 9. Like, that's how excited I am about Avengers Infinity War. I think that's all I have to say. That we can go in depth forever.
We have such an emotional tie
to all these
characters in these movies.
Exactly.
Like,
yeah, it's gonna be insane.
Brian,
what else needs to be said? I mean, honestly, like, this is going to be one of the most epic movies of all time. I think everyone already knows that, and just count down the days. That's all I'm waiting for.
Did you guys hear about the Dion? His name being it's actually in the comics that Thanos' real name was supposed to be Dion.
really?
Yeah.
And now people are like making fun of it, like making fun of him being named Dion, and they were like, why is Marvel doing this? But it's like actually in the comics.
Yeah.
But so his mom named him Dion, and then she went crazy and changed his name to Thanos.
Interesting.
Yeah. I didn't know that until
I'm just
a couple
going to
days
ignore
ago.
that part.
Yeah, I know, right?
Either way, this movie. Oh, dude, this freaking movie.
Yeah.
I think of that trailer, I'm just like, oh my god.
I think
movie.
Thanos is gonna kill it. No pun intended.
Yeah,
Like,
literally, I figured it.
and
out.
did you hear Kevin Feige said in the first 5 minutes of the movie, you'll know why he's the biggest,
Yes.
baddest Marvel.
He's
villain.
gonna just throw it out there. Who do you think he's gonna kill in the first?
Does
5
that
minutes?
mean he kills somebody though?
Just throw it out. I'm gonna say, who do you think he kills in the first 5 minutes?
Oh my!
Just throw a character out there.
I couldn't even tell you.
I think he kills Drax.
Like Drax tries
No,
to.
because they have to come from space.
I think he kills Drax because Dave Bautista is going back to WWF.
Could be Loki.
Is he really?
Mm-hmm.
Could be Loki.
It could be Drax because Drax.
Loki and the Tesseract.
It could be Loki.
Oh shoot!
What if he's given him the Tesseract?
And
Nice, Brian.
That's a good one because
Nice.
we see Loki holding it up, and Thanos could be like, "You failed in
and
the
he
first
looks
Avengers."
like he killed all of Asgard.
Oh, like in the ship?
Because they're
In the
walking.
ship? 'Cause,
Loki's walking over all those bodies.
man, it's gonna be tough, man.
Oh, what if Tom Hiddleston dies?
No.
Mm.
Oh
No,
my
that
god.
would be-
Might be.
He's been in the movies a lot, but I still don't want him to die.
All right. So moving on, another massive film that I'm sure we're all looking forward to. We got Solo, a Star Wars story. Obviously, a Star Wars movie. No matter how much drama or chaos is going behind the scenes with this movie, last year, now, whatever, it is still a Star Wars movie. We're getting a Han Solo spinoff, and whatever we may think of Alden Ehrenreich, whatever we may think of the handle of this film and the directors by Disney, Lucasfilm, Kathleen Kennedy, etc. I'm still very much looking forward to it. I'm always going to be looking forward to it because it is Star Wars. No matter my hesitations. So Solo, Star Wars story, May 25th.
I'm ready. The Legos came out a little bit yesterday, 2 days ago, excuse me, and it made me more excited. The little leaked Lego photos.
Well, I heard Boba Fett is one of the Legos that came out.
Not that I saw.
That's what I heard.
He posted one on the side and there's nothing on there.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
I got a hold of those photos and did an article on Apocaflix, and there was definitely no.
Really,
Boba
I heard
Fett.
something about a Boba Fett Lego, but that didn't mean that he was in the movie.
It
or
would.
something.
I mean, even if
yeah.
Boba Fett was in the movie, I hope to God it's just like a background cameo. Because
Well, I think they do have a history before they meet.
Oh, so you're talking about a photo that Paul Bettany posted, and there's a shadow of a Mandalorian warrior in the background.
Is it? Okay.
That's what. Yeah, I saw that one. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I just heard something about Boba Fett, but they have a history before they meet.
Yeah,
Before they
they do,
interact
they do.
in
A
Empire
New
Strikes
Hope.
Back.
Oh, and A New
yeah.
Hope, too.
Oh, and A New Hope. After
Because
they,
of the special
they put it
editions.
in. Yeah. Even it's official canon now. It's in that book too. But yeah, regardless of everything that's going on, I'm very much looking forward to Solo. Like it wouldn't be my first choice of a spin-off film, but it's gonna, I'm more excited about Danny Glover as Lando.
Donald Glover.
Well, Donald Glover, yeah. As Lando than I am about Alden Ehrenreich as Han Solo. I'm so looking forward to Lando. He he looks great as Lando. So, but yeah, and it's Ron Howard. I mean, he hasn't put out the best movies in the past
But
few
there
years.
are some good ones.
But he's
Rush.
Yeah, he's an all-time great. He's directed some great films, and
Apollo 13.
If anybody can come up and clean that mess up, it's him.
Agreed.
And it's his movie now. There's no way. Lord and Miller's stamp is not on it anymore.
Is.
But I'm really looking forward to it. Of course I am. It's a Star Wars movie, but it's not number 1 or 2 or 3 like normally a Star Wars movie would be.
Yeah. So, all right. So, in back-to-back weekends, starting June 1st, according to the release date, we have Deadpool 2.
Wow.
A Star Wars movie.
I was
and then
giving
Deadpool
Solo
2.
and then Deadpool 2. When I saw that, I was like, my jaw dropped.
So, Deadpool 2, the sequel, obviously, to one of the funniest and greatest superhero movies to ever be made. You have Ryan Reynolds back. You have Brianna Hildebrand, who is playing Negasonic Teenage Warhead. But then you also got the introduction of Domino, played by Zaza Beetz. You also have the introduction of Cable, played by Thanos himself, Josh Brolin. They are now in the same universe.
Played by Thanos.
Yeah, I mean, Deadpool 2, man, the only thing, I mean, I could go on and on about this movie forever, but the only thing that scares me is I'm afraid it's going to rehash itself because it is a new director coming on. It is not Tim Miller anymore, which I'm sad to say that he's not directing because he did such a great job on that movie. But I also have faith in Ryan Reynolds because he's been behind this character for more than 12 years.
Oh, yeah.
And so he knows what he is. He knows what to do with them. I'm looking forward to what kind of new jokes and kicks they have with him. But I'm also a little scared that they may rehash just a bit.
Yeah, I'm sad that Tim Miller's not directing, but the real creative force behind this is Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah.
He's the one who put everyone together. He got the writers, he got the director. It's him. So as long as it's still Ryan Reynolds, steering the ship, I can't wait. Deadpool's one of my favorite comic book movies of all time. It's in my top 10 for sure, and I can't wait. But I am a little bit worried, honestly. It's Deadpool was so unique and so different. How do you separate this movie from Deadpool but still make it Deadpool,
I think it's going to be so different because it's got so many different things going on that it's not going to be a problem.
You're right about that. I mean, the Cable element alone is going to change things.
There's going to be so many new characters that I'm actually not worried about.
Well, and the director, David Leitch, who directed the first John Wick, and then he also did Atomic Blonde last year, I mean, that gives some good backbone to that movie.
Yeah. Like, is this a time travel movie? We don't know.
Well, we know Cable time travels, but we don't know
that's what
how
I'm
much is
saying,
involved.
like,
That's for sure.
Does Cable just show up in his timeline, or does he take Deadpool on a time travel adventure? Like, who knows? Like, they can do anything.
All right, so June 8th, the next weekend, we have Ocean's 8, the Ocean's 11, 12, 13 spinoff. It is not directed by Steven Soderbergh, but this stars a great, incredibly talented female cast led by Sandra Bullock, Kate Blanchett, Anne Hathaway. Rihanna is in there. Mindy Kaling, Sarah Paulson, who is extremely underrated from the American Horror Story show. The trailer was good. It wasn't great. I think the question we all have is how different it's going to be, how much they're going to rehash. But they're robbing the Met Gala, which relates to women and fashion, and is a huge heist in general. So it's definitely up in the stakes. We're wondering how different really it's going to be.
Yeah, I'm excited because of the cast. I'm not excited because it's Ocean's 8. Like, it could have been just a heist movie starring these women. And because of who's starring in it, I'm really looking forward to it. But it is kind of cool that they have the tie-in that his wife, right? Ocean's,
no, it's
or his sister, right?
It's Danny Ocean's sister.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, his sister. I think that's pretty cool.
They haven't officially said that, though, have they?
Yeah, people are wondering how they're related or if they're related or whatever it is. But I think they are going to be brother-sister.
Yeah, because it's Danny Ocean, so there's an Ocean's name in there. It's not just going to be random, like, out of nowhere. So that would make sense.
And the next weekend, you got June 15th, the movie we've been waiting a decade and over for, The Incredibles 2. The superhero animated movie, Disney, Pixar. Brad Bird is back directing. You have the original voice cast back. It picks up directly where the last one left off. We're going to see that fight with Mole Man, the family Addy. You got Jack in full power mode. So stoked.
Yeah, I cannot wait, man. This movie, I was late. I know Incredibles came out when we were kids. Like,
2003.
What were we, like?
2003. So I was 11 years old.
Yeah, 11. So we were young. I didn't watch it when it first came out. Like, I just remember everybody talking about it, and I was like, no, it's probably not that great. And then I finally watched it like 2 years after it came out, and it's phenomenal. And I've seen it plenty of times since then. I'm wondering if it's going to like pick up where they first left off and then jump 10 years later. Because I want to see Jack be able to know what he's doing with his powers, not just be a baby and it go all crazy. But I do want to see that scene with Mole Man. That would be pretty cool.
I'm excited for it. It's about freaking time we get this movie, and can't wait for it. Can't wait.
So the next weekend, a monster film, as far as box office and people anticipation in, physically or figuratively and literally, Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom. Now, I know a lot of people have been hating on the trailer. Oh, it showed too much. It's too ridiculous. Well, they came out and said that all that footage is from the first hour of the movie. There's so much hidden from this movie.
How do they survive that? Is what I'm wondering. How does Chris Pratt survive that?
You have Chris Pratt back. You have Bryce Dallas Howard. You have a bunch of newcomers. But what gets me is J.A. Bayona, the director. He directed Monster Calls, which is a fantastic
have you seen
film.
It?
I have.
Dude, that movie is amazing.
Good. It is also extremely dark at moments,
dude.
And that's what gets me excited because as the trailer and the theme kind of displayed in the first trailer, it looks to be going almost a little bit horror-ish, which I want because dinosaurs are scary as hell.
And the score in the trailer.
Yes. Yeah. So no, I'm Jurassic World. I was so blown away by that movie when it came out. Yes, it's not the greatest movie ever, but you're not supposed to. It's not supposed to be an Oscar movie.
It's fun as hell.
It's not an Oscar movie.
Fun as hell.
It's so enjoyable. It's so like monster mashup and just crazy. And you have Chris Pratt. How can you not love Chris Pratt? So I'm looking forward to more. I hope it's fantastic. I hope it's better than the first. If it's even as good as the first, it's a success in my opinion.
Yeah, I really enjoy the first Jurassic World, and this one looks balls to the walls. Like you said, J.A. Bayona, that's why I'm so excited about this movie. Monster Calls blew me away. Like, it was... I saw it, like, around at the end of the year last year, and I'm surprised it wasn't nominated for Best Picture. Like, that's how good I thought it was. But he's going to do a killer job with this movie. I want to know if Chris Pratt's going to survive that tumble, the volcano exploding. Like, is he gonna jump off the cliff and he jumps on a pterodactyl's back?
Oh, dude, that'd be crazy.
Like,
I'd lose my mind.
How else is he gonna survive? I don't know.
All right, so next weekend, June 29th, you have Sicario 2 Soldado. Now, Sicario is one of my favorite films of the last couple years. It was directed by Denis Villeneuve, who is probably my favorite working director right now. Starred Emily Blunt, Benicio del Toro, Josh Brolin. Unfortunately, Emily Blunt is not coming back for this one, but it is focusing on Benicio del Toro and Josh Brolin. It looks like the story is upped a little bit. It looks insane. The trailer was action-packed like crazy. The only thing that gets me is the director. He hasn't done a lot. And that's kind of scares me because you go from Denis Villeneuve, who does all these Oscar films, just did Blade Runner 2049, and then you go to this guy who hasn't really done much. And Sicario's a rich franchise, a rich, universe. But I'm still looking forward to it. The trailer was good, and if you're focusing on the darkness of Benicio del Toro, I'm down for that.
Yeah, I am looking forward to it. But the funny thing is, everybody loved Sicario. Like, everybody did. I didn't love it. I liked it, honestly.
I think
I'm
Brian,
the same way.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Brian's
I
the
liked
same
it.
way.
I thought it was okay. But the thing that gets me excited about the sequel is I thought Emily Blunt's character was the least interesting character in that movie. I think
see, now I'm the opposite.
my favorite character in that movie is Josh Brolin. Honestly, I from that movie and then from the movie where they walked in the mountains, I forget that movie, in the snow. He showed me that he can really act. I thought he was
Everest?
hilarious. Yeah, Everest. He was great in that movie too. But those are the two best characters from the first movie, and it's gonna focus on just them two. And it's gonna be, obviously, Benicio del Toro is gonna be the assassin, and he's gonna be like the government guy. Like I saw something about like letting him loose or something like that.
Well, the
like,
trailer said, he goes, I'm letting you loose, and then Benicio del Toro asks, how loose? And he goes, all the way.
Exactly. So that gets me so excited about it. I'm really looking forward to it. Yeah, not Denis Villeneuve. How cool would that be if he was returning?
That'd be so cool, man.
But I need to watch Blade Runner 2049, though, because you love it so much.
You haven't seen it?
Yes, you already know this.
I feel like we learn this every single time.
Oh my
Dude,
God.
you reacted the same way
I
on
just
video
watched
last
it.
week.
I just watched it last week on my plane ride.
Yeah.
It's, man, that movie.
I need
gets
to
me
watch
every
it.
time.
Well, what was his movie last year? The
Arrival.
Arrival.
Oh.
I freaking love Arrival. It was in my top 10 movies of the year. That movie.
There's not a movie
phenomenal.
of his I don't like, thankfully.
Oh yeah,
So.
all his movies are great. So I need to watch Blade Runner 2049, even if I'm not a big fan of the first one.
All right, so we got to kind of kick it up a notch because we have about 20 minutes left. We're moving on to July 6th, the first weekend in July. Ant-Man and the Wasp. This is definitely one of my most anticipated superhero movies of the year. Ant-Man was a big surprise. You have Paul Rudd. But the thing that gets me here, Evangeline Lilly as Wasp, man. I love her. I've loved her since the day Lost aired on TV. Kate is one of my all-time favorite characters. You have her as Hope Van Dyne. Also, we're getting Michelle Pfeiffer as Janet Van
as the
Dyne.
original Wasp.
So I'm really looking forward to this. I hope that the villain is a little bit more up this time, a little different. I can't wait to see Michael Pena's reconnaissance of everything.
I wonder
and how
if they're
he does
going to
everything.
do that again.
Peyton Reed's back directing, and
Yeah.
a Marvel movie, a Marvel Cinematic Universe movie. How can you not look forward to it?
Yeah, I am so excited about this movie. Like, I'm looking forward to it more than some other comic book movies that might surprise you, but I cannot wait. Ant-Man is one of my favorite Marvel movies. Like, it's, I don't want to say top 5, but it's up there. Like, it's in top 10 for sure, like around the 8 mark, because I can't wait. And it's really cool that they're doing Ant-Man and the Wasp. Like, it's the first movie where it's like
The female in the title.
Yeah, exactly. Like, and I think Kevin Feige said, like, it's both of their movies. Like, it's not just, she's not just his sidekick. Like, they're both featured.
So pumped.
So I think it's gonna be awesome. And I think Ant-Man stands out because of the powers. Like, they can do such different things than the other Marvel heroes.
Definitely.
So I can't wait for it, honestly.
I'm curious to see. They added a lot of new people in this movie, and
They did. That's right.
There's a lot
Lawrence
of new
Fishburne.
people. Yeah,
As the gigantic guy.
Yeah.
I forget his name.
Giant Man.
Yeah,
And
Giant Man.
So, I'm excited for it. I can't wait for it. Let's move
July
on.
is
I think
a
the
long
villain.
ways
I
away.
think the villain is a girl.
Yeah, I forget her name.
Yeah, it's
but
a girl
it is a
and-
woman. Yeah,
I
She
think
stole
there's gonna be
some
more
tech.
than one.
yeah. I think there would
Probably
be,
that they can do similar stuff that they can do. So we'll see.
Well, they're also going to be dealing with the quantum realm, so that's going to take up a good chunk of the film as well.
Oh, definitely.
Because of Janet Van Dyne, her
yeah,
mom,
that
obviously.
and who knows about that? That's going to be
Exactly.
interesting. Yeah.
All right, so we'll run over this one just a little bit, but actually that Wednesday before, that's kind of an odd release, but July 4th, you have the next Purge film. It's called Purge the Island. This is actually a prequel. This focuses on the first ever Purge, and I believe it takes place in New York on an island somewhere. I don't know
wow.
where.
Staten Island?
I think it might be Staten
I think it's
Island
Staten
somewhere. I'm
Island.
not sure, but
That's
it
interesting.
recalls the first Purge, which should be pretty interesting. But let's move
Next.
forward to July 27th. This is the big one, man. Mission Impossible 6.
Yeah.
Now, you got a Tom Cruise action film. Not just a Tom Cruise action film, but you got a Mission Impossible movie. and these movies keep getting better and better as you go. Christopher McQuarrie is returning. You got Simon Pegg, Ving Rhames. Unfortunately, I don't think Jeremy Renner is returning to this one, which is kind of a bummer.
Rebecca Hall is, though.
Rebecca Hall is in there as the woman on the team. I can never get enough of Ethan Hunt. I love Ethan Hunt with a side dish of Simon Pegg. Give it to me all day long. So yeah, I'm really, really looking forward to what they do around this time.
Mission Impossible 5 blew me away. I saw that movie twice.
Rogue Nation
in theaters. It was in my top 10 that year. Like, I loved it.
Ghost Protocol
much.
and Rogue Nation are incredible.
They are, and it's crazy because, like, I think the second and third one were okay, but this franchise has taken a whole new turn. I cannot wait. I'm a little disappointed Jeremy Renner's not returning because he's hilarious in Rogue Nation.
He's good.
When that line that he says throughout the movie, like, he's hilarious. So we'll see.
All right, moving on to August. So we got August 3rd, the Predator movie. Now this is Shane Black's return to the Predator. If you don't understand that reference, he starred in the original Predator. This is kind of just bringing everything back to the fold. They're going full jungle army men. You have Olivia Munn starring in this. You have the villain from Logan. Boyd Holbrook is in this one.
Jacob Tremblay in there?
is in this one. Shane Black wrote, direct. This is kind of his baby because he starred in the original Predator.
Exactly,
so,
he has a place in his heart. Yeah,
it looks. We haven't seen a trailer yet. We've only seen a couple images, but they look to be going back to its roots. And this franchise can get really scary if they go for it. And Shane Black has never been afraid to do so. If you've seen his movies, you know why. The Nice Guys, Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, even Iron Man 3, he took risks. And so I'm very much looking forward to this movie just because of Shane Black.
It's a Shane Black movie.
Yes.
Like, I'm not too excited about a Predator movie in general, but it's a Shane Black movie and he cares about it, so he's going to try his ass off to make this movie great. And it has a phenomenal cast. So
yes.
I'm looking forward to it more than I thought I would.
And then you got August 10th. Man, this one's going to be pretty badass. You got the Meg. Jason Statham versus a giant prehistoric shark. Who cares if this movie's absolutely ridiculous, if it's the film version of Sharknado? All I want to do is see Jason Statham punch a shark straight in the nose.
I want to see
all
that.
I care
I
about.
gotta do it.
That
I
is
hope
all
it's
I
his
care
character from Spy fighting the shark. Like that. It's like a spin-off.
That's all I care about. It's going to be absolutely incredible.
Totally awesome.
And what's funny about this is I was actually watching Collider's top 2018 films are most anticipated for, and Perry Nemiroff. She said that the book it's based on is really good.
She hypes
really.
She thought it was
wow.
And this is what she said. She said it's surprisingly grounded.
Are they taking a serious approach to this movie?
I hope so.
I think they are.
I hope so.
But he's still gonna punch it and jump on the back.
Punch
and
and kick,
it.
dude. He's got to do Jason Statham.
He's gonna ride the shark.
He's got to do
sure.
Jason Statham for sure. That same weekend, we don't know much about it, but it's a Scarface remake.
Diego Luna's in it.
Diego Luna is starring.
It's a great choice. That excites me.
It is. We'll see what happens with it. We haven't really heard
we
much
don't know
on
the
it,
director.
so we don't know if it's going to stay that release date, if it's going to be pushed back, etc.
Yeah.
But that is pretty much for August. August is kind of
it always slows down in August.
A little
September.
odd month, but you move on to September. And the only movie in September we have to look for is September 21st, and you got Robin Hood, which stars Taron Egerton, Ben Mendelsohn, Jamie Foxx. This looks like an interesting take on Robin Hood if you've seen the images that have been released. Taron Egerton, he stars in him. You got Ben Mendelsohn starring as the Sheriff of Nottingham. It looks like they got some interesting futuristic, almost Hunger Games-like stuff going on. I don't know the director's name as of right now, but the thing that gets me excited is the cast. We're having a Robin Hood that has a really strong cast. And if they go a little bit lighter than what Ridley Scott did with Russell Crowe, but a little bit darker than the little wonky cartoon stuff they used to do, it could be something pretty special.
I'm super excited for this movie. I love the cast. I cannot wait to see it. The director's Otto Bathurst.
There we go. Never heard of him.
Never heard of him either. But I am so excited for this movie. Taron Egerton can do me no wrong so far.
Have you seen Eddie the Eagle?
No.
Oh, he's phenomenal.
He's so good in that
yeah.
movie.
And it's way different than Kingsman,
yes.
like his role. So
I'm so excited. I think this is going to be one of my favorite movies, honestly, through the year.
I'm looking forward to it just because we don't get movies like Robin Hood.
We don't get Robin Hood movies.
Yeah,
sword. You can almost call it a type of sword and sandal, like taking place in that.
Era. We got King Arthur last year, but that was it was a Guy Ritchie King Arthur.
Yeah, exactly.
I've always kind of wanted like a Robin Hood movie, just because it's such an interesting mythology, like
Yeah.
the way the character.
I remember when
is.
they announced this movie, and I hate the title, by the way. I don't like
It's
the
not
title.
called Robin Hood Origins.
Oh, they changed it?
It's just Robin Hood.
Oh, good. Thank
Yeah,
God.
it's
Because I
not
hate
called
when it's
Robin-
like
yeah.
something Origins.
Yeah.
But the cast, Taron Egerton, I did not know Jamie Foxx was in this. That's
He's playing
pretty cool.
his buddy
And Ben Mendelsohn.
He's playing Little John.
Little John. There you
Ben Mendelsohn is the go-to villain guy,
Yes,
like in Hollywood.
He's the
But
sheriff of Nottingham.
I'm
Yeah.
actually looking forward to this.
go. Yeah,
Like,
it should be
yeah.
pretty fun. All right, moving on to October because September basically has nothing. You got the first week of October, October 5th, Venom, the Tom Hardy
Woohoo!
anti-hero superhero movie. This is what Sony's pretty much banking on at this point because Spider-Man is now in the MCU. Obviously, they can pull back Spider-Man whenever they want, but they look to be moving forward with a Venom-style universe. You have Tom Hardy in there. I don't know much about other cast members or what's going on because we haven't really heard of anything. But surprising, Brian was telling me earlier, I think it was last night or yesterday, that we should be getting our first look, whether it's an image or trailer, this week.
Oh,
look
that
out
would be
for
pretty
that.
cool.
But
I
yeah,
think we're
Venom.
in a teaser.
October 5th. I wouldn't be surprised if it's some short 30-second teaser kind of surprising us. But yeah, Venom.
I can't believe
October
people
5th.
aren't more excited for this. It's Tom Hardy.
It's because it's been so
playing
secretive
Venom.
so far.
Yeah, I guess, but I feel like there's a bad vibe around it amongst movie fans and stuff like that. But I can't freaking wait. I think it's phenomenal. And if you listen to what Kevin Feige and I forget is her name Amy Pascal.
Amy Pascal,
If
yeah.
you listen to the way they talk about it, it does technically take place in the same universe as Spider-Man, but that doesn't mean we're ever going to see them interact.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I'm stoked for this movie, honestly.
Next weekend, October 12th, you got two movies coming out on the complete opposite ends of the spectrum. First one is First Man, the Damien Chazelle astronaut film that stars Ryan Gosling. It's about, I think, Apollo 11, I want to believe. And Ryan Gosling is starring, I mean, obviously Damien Chazelle for La La Land, one of the best films of the last couple of years. I love that movie. Also that same weekend, Goosebumps 2. And I'm not sure if Jack Black is actually
I heard
returning
he's
or
not,
which is
is
a big
interesting.
That's a big issue because he was a big part of that movie.
Oh yeah, I mean he played R.L. Stein, which well, first of all, First Man, cannot freaking wait for that movie. One of my most anticipated non-superhero comic book movies, you know. But Goosebumps 2, I actually liked Goosebumps.
So did I.
Like I thought it was fun.
was fun.
I love the dummy.
Dylan Minnette was the lead. The
two and the girl was
Yeah,
good too.
yeah.
But yeah, Jack Black, I'd like to see him back, maybe in like a limited role. But
He was good.
I'd like to see him in there again.
especially after watching him in Jumanji. He was. I need to see him back in Goosebumps. Definitely.
I hope he is.
So you got October 19th. You have three big movies coming out. So you have The Girl in the Spider's Web, which is the sequel to The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. This is Dave Fincher is not returning to direct. Daniel Craig's not back, or Rooney Mara. It's kind of a new reboot sequel in a way. You're going to see an entire new cast, a new director. We haven't really seen much on that. You also have Halloween, the reboot, and Jamie Lee Curtis is returning.
Yeah.
To the Mike Myers franchise. But you also have Mowgli, which is a Jungle Book film directed by Andy Serkis, which stars a phenomenal cast. This was supposed to come out last year. Pushed it back for good reason.
Separated from the
Yeah,
Disney
for
one.
good reason.
Yeah.
And it was originally titled Jungle Book Origins, which you hate. They just retitled it Mowgli, which gets me a little bit excited because it may not be your classic Jungle Book movie.
I hope it's different.
Yeah.
I want them to go a different way of telling it. And how can you not be excited about Andy or Serkis directing
Yes.
a all mocap movie? Like
Yes.
that's interesting. I'm all about Halloween. Like Halloween is my favorite slasher movie.
I want a
of
good
all
horror
time.
movie.
And I think it's going to be low key, subtle, low budget, and make it good. I hope so. The people behind it, hopefully, sounds like they really care about it. So we'll see.
I think give me Andy Serkis any day, all day. He makes nothing but good movies. Halloween, I'm not a big slasher person, so I'm just like, whatever with that. But Girl in the Spiderweb, I'm actually kind of curious. Didn't see the girl with the dragon tattoo, but I'm definitely like intrigued by it.
So have you? Well, do you know that they're actually remakes of remakes?
Yes, I did know that.
Yeah, they're foreign films, right?
Well, and it stars. What's her name? She starred in Prometheus. Numi Rapis.
Yeah.
She played
In
the
the
girl.
original, which
Apparently,
is-
they're amazing.
I heard they are.
Apparently
Yeah.
they're incredible, which that'd be interesting to see. So, moving on to November, though, November 2nd, another superhero movie, X-Men: Dark Phoenix. Now, this one is interesting because obviously it's a sequel to Apocalypse. If you didn't know, it brings back the young cast of X-Men. Also, you have Jennifer Lawrence, Michael Fassbender, James McAvoy, and Nicholas Hoult back. But it's interesting because Bryan Singer's not there. You know, there's obviously some things going on with him. He decided not to return because of other projects. But Simon Kinberg, who is known for his writing credits for his producing credits in all kinds of projects. He is now directing this, and it scares me because it's his directorial debut.
Exactly, yeah.
And we saw this happen a number of years ago, and Wally Pfister, who was Christopher Nolan's writer, he was his go-to guy on everything. He decided to step out of the shadow, direct a movie, and the film was atrocious.
Yeah,
I think it was Transcendence?
Yeah, the Johnny Depp one, yeah.
I've heard it was absolutely a disaster.
It was.
But, I mean, it's an X-Men movie I'm looking forward to because they're channeling Dark Phoenix, the Jean Grey storyline. They look to be going into space. The images we've seen look absolutely phenomenal. So, I mean, an X-Men movie, are we looking forward to it at all?
I am, if the images look as good as they did with, what's her name? Sophie
Turner.
Sophie Turner, yeah.
Me. If it comes out looking like her in that Phoenix poster, sign me up. But, yeah, no.
Yeah, that young cast in Apocalypse had some promise, even though the movie was a little bit disappointing. But those images, the ones in space, look incredible. I want to see X-Men in space. Like, we've never seen that. They got to do things differently. So I think that's really cool. And I hope they find a way to tie it into the MCU somehow. I mean, eventually. Like, that would be pretty cool. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Kinberg does scare me a little bit, but he's such a creative genius. Like, he's behind Rebels.
He's been around him so long.
He's been around the X-Men films so long, but that doesn't mean you can direct. So we'll see how that all turns out.
Moving on to November 16th, you have Fantastic Beasts: The Crimes of Grindelwald. Now, this is the Harry Potter spinoff. This is the sequel, Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. You have the entire original cast back, but you add Jude Law as a young Albus Dumbledore. You also add, in a full role this time, Johnny Depp as Grindelwald. This is interesting for a number of reasons, but mainly because it basically now becomes a Dumbledore versus Grindelwald spinoff. And this is what I was afraid of. I was afraid that they were going to take the approach of basically giving Dumbledore his own little franchise. I want to see Newt Scamander in the lead.
Yeah, me too.
I hope that's the case because he was so interesting. Eddie Redmayne played him so well. We haven't seen in a trailer yet. We've seen a number of images. I mean, it's Harry Potter too. So, and David Yates is returning to direct, and J.K. Rowling writing. So, what can you really hate about it?
I'm ready for it. I'm the complete opposite of you. I'm fine with Eddie Redmayne going a little backwards on it. Give me Jude Law is gonna nail Dumbledore, and it's gonna be awesome. I can't wait for it.
I don't want Newt to take a back seat, but I want him to like have kind of an equal role with Dumbledore.
Same.
I want to see young Dumbledore. I think Jude Law's a great casting. I want to see some wizard battles. Like that's what I wanted from the first
definitely
movie.
Gonna get that.
And some of the best scenes in the original Harry Potters were Dumbledore and Voldemort going at it. I forget which movie they have the epic battle in.
It's the last one, Deathly Hallows Part 2.
But
no.
Well, when Dumbledore...
Not Dumbledore.
Sorry,
Voldemort.
excuse me. I'm thinking Voldemort.
I think
that's number 6.
My bad.
Yeah, that scene is incredible. I want to see some more of that. But I liked the first one, and I'm looking forward to it. But I do hope Newt has a prominent role still. And I've heard he's going to take a back seat, which I don't want at all.
I'm really scared of Johnny Depp and his antics. I hope he's serious.
That kind of scares me, too.
I hope
I want it to be very serious.
I hope he's not super animated with the way he talks or whatever. I just want a badass villain. I just really want just
Have you seen Black Mass?
Yeah.
I want that Johnny Depp.
I hope.
I want
really,
that Johnny
really
Depp.
hope. So the last week of November, a movie that we're probably all looking forward to, but Ralph Breaks the Internet, Wreck-It Ralph 2, the sequel to the beloved animated movie from a few years ago. This isn't going to rehash any kind of video game stuff because they are now inside the internet. They're going through all of the internet, and what really intrigues me is that Disney's taking, throwing the kitchen sink at this because it is now reported and official that all of the Disney princesses will be showing up in the movie at some point.
With the voice actresses.
With all of them. And that includes Moana.
Yeah.
That includes all of the recent ones. And so I'm very, very looking forward to not just that, but the movie in general.
Super
and
excited.
There's some Star Wars stuff in there, too.
Yeah.
Can't wait for it.
Moving on to December, let's see. We have... December 14th. Not the first week in December, but this is what's on the list as of now. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Now, this is the animated Spider-Man movie by Sony, and it doesn't focus on Peter Parker, although he will be in the movie. This focuses on Miles Morales. Now, this is what people have been wanting. People love the character of Miles Morales. I'm okay personally giving him an animated movie because it clearly separates him and Tom Holland.
It's kind of a test run, too, on see how people feel about Miles Morales.
And they could do something cool with this because they could have an animated universe with Miles Morales.
They could,
and older Peter Parker in this. The trailer was really cool. It looked really innovative. very different colors in the kind of way the animation is done. But yeah, so that comes out December 14th.
Yeah, I'm interested in it, but I'm not too excited about it.
I'm the same, yeah.
We'll see. It could be great. Who knows? But it's weird that they're just doing a theatrical animated Spider-Man movie.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm just iffy about it with the real Spider-Man going on.
Exactly the same
yeah.
feeling.
So moving on to December 21st, you got two movies that are going to clash. I wonder if one of them are going to move
One
at some
of them
point.
has to move. There's no way.
You got Aquaman, the Jason Momoa, Arthur Curry film directed by James Wan, and then you also have Bumblebee, which stars Haley Steinfeld and takes place in the 1980s, focusing on all of our favorite Autobot, Bumblebee. I think that obviously we're probably more excited for Aquaman because of the character, but if you watch The Last Night of Transformers, although it's a really big POS, the Bumblebee scenes of classic Bumblebee of World War II,
I
what
like
they
that
did
scene,
was
actually.
really, really good.
I actually
It
like
gave
that scene.
some kind of light tunnel for this character. But I mean, obviously these two going head to head, one of them's going to move at some point.
Definitely. James Wan is why I'm looking forward to Aquaman. Jason Momoa is great as Aquaman, but I trust James Wan. He hasn't proven me wrong. And yeah, Bumblebee, Haley Steinfeld, and the director, they got me excited for it. So, and Bumblebee's the only part of The Last Night that is watchable, for sure.
Aquaman, I'm all for it. One of my favorite characters. I cannot wait for this movie. Bumblebee, Transformers has been letting me down, but I am intrigued by it. That's all.
The
I'm
first
saying.
spin-off, and it's not directed by Michael Bay.
That's
Have you guys
that's
seen
what's
Kubo and the
keeping.
Two Strings?
Not
Either
yet.
of you?
Not yet.
Great movie. It's that director.
Okay,
so.
good to know. So wrapping up December, two small films. You have Mary Poppins Returns, which is the Lin-Manuel. I think that's
No,
how
Lin Miranda Manuel, right?
The
Lin
guy
Miranda
from
Manuel.
Hamilton.
Yeah.
He's been writing music for Disney.
So him and Emily
Yeah.
Blunt are starring in this film. It's just a continuation of Mary Poppins. Emily Blunt now stars as the famous nanny.
She's
And
perfect
then
that's
for
it.
it.
Yes,
Perfect.
she's. Oh, I love
If
her.
you've seen Into the Woods too,
I
she can
love
sing.
her. And that same weekend, you also have Bohemian Rhapsody, which has come under fire as of late because of the Bryan Singer allegations.
Yeah.
And what's going on with him. But the film is still in there. You have Rami Malek, who is playing
Perfect.
the lead.
Freddie
And
Mercury.
So, you have Mary Poppins Returns, Bohemian Rhapsody on the same day. And I would expect both of those would probably be at some point limited release because they're probably smaller movies.
Probably
But
Bohemian.
They're probably going for Oscar bait. At
I
the
mean,
end of
Mary
December.
Poppins Return is Disney. I think
That's
it's
true.
gonna
That
get
is
a
true.
huge
That's
theatrical
I think,
release.
Bohemian might be a little held back towards the end of the year.
It'll be
just because it's a
it might be
biopic.
an Oscar.
It's a
bait
biopic
movie. It's
movie.
great, you know.
So.
But I am looking forward to Mary Poppins. I think the music's gonna be great.
Yes.
The guy who does the music in Moana, Lin-Manuel Miranda,
Yeah.
he does a phenomenal job with music. So we'll see.
Well, that's going to wrap up the 2018 calendar.
Yeah, that's going to do it for our first weekly show for this new show that we got going on here at Apocaflix. There's a lot to look forward to. We're going to do our individual lists of what we're looking forward
We're
to.
going to shoot those this week.
Both films that are non-comic book and films that are comic book, superhero, Star Wars films. We'll get into that. I want to thank everybody for listening. You could find any of us at apocalypsemovies.com, on Twitter at Apocaflix, and of course on this YouTube channel. We would really appreciate it. A subscribe or a comment or a like. That's really awesome whenever you guys can interact with us and we can interact with you. Let us know what you're looking forward to in 2018. We want to talk with you guys and hear that. And thank you, Jake Berlin. Thank you, Brian Avolicino. I'm Jacob Bartley. Talk to you guys next time.